Katie Rickett is in Crewe for us this morning. Not everybody is always aware, I think. Katie, how filthy are the streets up there?
Well, they'll be clean by the time most people go to work, and that's because refuse collectors like Mark here work extremely hard very early in the morning. But you say 90% of us don't drop litter, Ben. If that's the case, the 10% that do must be very, very busy, because when these guys start work, it can be pretty nasty for them. And because of the work they have to do, it costs around £1 billion a year across the country, money that could be spent on things like 30,000 nurses, for example. Why does it matter? Well, because 40 million of us say that we wouldn't live in a place if the litter problem was really bad. Yeah, the sausage roll is pretty disgusting, isn't it? So we decided to start a bit of a social experiment. Myself, Jonathan Swain and Juliet Dunlop went out just to see how angry you guys got when we got a bit careless with the packets of crisps. You don't think it would have been good to tell me to pick it up myself?
Well, I don't see the point in having confrontation when it's not necessary.
Oh, sorry. I wasn't thinking.
There's absolutely no need for it. There's bins everywhere.
Well, I'm here in Twickenham town centre, considered a leafy suburb here in southwest London. So just how will people react to me throwing rubbish? Sorry? Do you think I should pick it up?
No, I think you should, yeah.
You're absolutely right, I should.
Fancy throwing that down a lovely street like this.
You're absolutely right.
Boring.
So it's a busy afternoon in this part of Edinburgh, and I'll just see how many people confront me when I drop this cart.
Thought maybe there was something wrong with your bike or something and you couldn't pick it up.
I think it's shocking. I think it's just laziness and maybe uneducation.
We're joined now by TV presenter and Keep Britain Tidy Ambassador Kirsty Allsopp. It's the only job you've ever applied for, isn't it?
It is the only job I've ever applied for.
You are very, very passionate about this, Kirsty. We have talked about it a number of times over the years.
Yeah.
We still can't seem to get hold of it, though.
The thing is, Ben, that we lead far more transitory lives. We have many more places where we eat food to take away than we ever did before, and there are more of us. So that's why the problem is getting worse in that sense. But today, for the Great British Clean-up, Spring Clean, we've got 1,000 schools. 1,000 schools. Now think about that. That is where we have to target the information, and that's where we're going to get really good, because
Embed that idea that litter has to be put in a bin.
because Kate, your kids, they pick up litter. They do. They don't drop litter. They don't drop litter. They don't drop litter. I'm not sure they go around picking up other people's litter the way I do. I think I embarrass them dreadfully when I do that. But yeah, they don't drop litter. They just think it's awful, and they would never do that. You're right. That's a good point. But it's funny, we were having a debate yesterday about whether Keep Britain Tidy, that slogan that's so identified, that's been around for decades, whether it's still relevant when you look at some of the offences of littering you see now, the huge fly tipping, is that less about tidy and also almost more about vandalism? But actually, I think it is, because if we will all take that personal responsibility to tidy up after ourselves, then we're there, aren't we? I realise you're looking at me as if I could start that.
There's a certain irony, but I know that your argument with Kate and the sort of the mess around in the studio is that this is her home, this is where she lives, so it's up to her.
She would never drop something
On
in the
the
street.
street.
No. And that's the thing, lots of people are untidy. My sister is incredibly untidy. She would no more drop litter than fly to the moon. But is there a psychological link between thinking it's okay for me to throw my chocolate wrapper towards the bin, miss and think, not quite make it? Is there a link between that mentality and what people do when they're out about and they think, oh, I tried, and move on?
No, I don't think there is. I think
I think
there are three things that I worry about. Firstly, I think there's a lot of guilty litter.
Right.
People who don't want their partners to know what they're eating on the way home. There's someone in our village who I know has a Big Mac on the way back from work and doesn't want anyone to know about it.
Because there's constantly wrappers on the road.
There's wrappers on the road, and you see people chucking sweet wrappers out their car and sticky drink bottles, and I think, that's people on their way home just thinking...
Can't they just put it in a bag and stick it in a bin?
So that chucking out of cars, that is a real problem, and I think if anybody sees that, you take a photograph of the van or the car and you send it to the Twitter account of the company, and companies need to make it very clear to their employees
that that's unacceptable and isn't in line with company policy.
Michael says the biggest issue in our area is overfull bins. They've got seagulls where they are. They come and empty them all over the place. And I know it's an issue where you are. The reduction in rubbish collection is causing problems for people.
If you had to choose between a mental health worker, an elderly care worker, or someone who was sorting out the bins, as a council, what would you choose? And that's the thing. We have to take responsibility. We know there are financial problems within local authorities, and we have...
So you don't see that as an excuse?
I don't see it as an excuse.
Okay.
If I see an overflowing bin, I don't put anything in it. I'm not going to add to the problem. I'm just going to take it home.
Okay, what about something that Charlotte's experienced, which is, okay, we don't get the same sort of array of collection that we used to anymore. You have to take things to the bin to dump, don't you? But you're then getting charged for leaving it there, Charlotte. You went through this, didn't you?
Yeah, so local councils are now charging for things like bags of rubbish, they charge for plasterboard, bags of rubble and plasterboard. So for some people, they'll think, well, I'm not going to pay the charge, I'm just going to leave it somewhere instead.
They could end up with a £1,000 fine.
Right.
Do you think we're not seeing enough of that as well in terms of understanding?
I mean, personally, I think that fines... I remember going to LA about 5 years ago. They have $1,000 fines, and the police take it very, very seriously. And if you chuck something out of your car and the police are behind you, they'll stop you and they'll fine you. Now, obviously, the vast majority of people couldn't pay those fines, but they could perhaps spend their day off picking up litter.
Never do it again.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's why education is so important. That's why it's so exciting that we've got all these schools.
Yes, brilliant.
70 clean-ups happening today in Manchester.
Brilliant.
140 in Wiltshire. 1,000 schools involved. Next year we need all the schools involved.
Yeah.
It needs to be like World Book Day.
Yeah.
It needs to be that every day everybody gets out and does a bit of a spring clean for Keep Britain Tidy.
A lot of people
What a great
talking
idea.
about taking pride in where you live and then then you respect it a lot more.
It's such an important lesson for everybody.
Kirsty, thank you for joining us this morning.
Lovely
The Great
to be here.
British Spring Clean starts today and it goes over the whole weekend. You can find out more about it if you go to the Keep Britain Tidy website, I'm
Tidy
sure.
website, yep.
And get involved as well. Get out there and clean up. I'll be spending my day cleaning up after her. So I'm
Just follow
involved.
me around. I like that. It's not true, Kirsty said it in Choosing Charlotte. Coming up, things are about to get a lot